Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a country music episode of This Is Our Life. Okay, so I might just be a redneck from Texas, but I just went up to the store, and I'm sorry, but well, first on the way up there, at best, I picked up this game, this baseball game, with another game, sounded like a basketball game.
No, was it on AM?
Yeah.
You may have been on yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, so it was, I couldn't really understand either one. It was like, okay. So I wasn't going to just stop and sit there and mess with the radio, because I don't really know that radio.
AM radio stations are hard to come by at night.
Yeah, so when I got to the store, as I was leaving, I switched to the FM. There was a country station, I think it's called Wink FM. That's not country. I don't care what you call it, but it's not country.
Well, they're trying to have a cute name. Probably WNK, and they call it Wink.
Well, I don't mean that. I mean that the music isn't country.
Well, it's not new country.
Yeah, this new stuff is like.
Hey, don't complain. Better than nothing.
I'm a country boy.
Sorry, I'm not a Merle Haggard fan.
Well, see, I like that old stuff.
Well, honey.
I know. I'm just saying.
To me, it's kind of.
Well, it can be. I mean, you have to go with the, find the good stuff. But, I like that twang, both in the guitar.
I got a tear in my beer.
Yeah, I like the old country. You can still find that style, but it's harder to find it. Once, I was driving through the hill country in Texas, I was just flipping through the radio. This was the old kind of radio where you turn the knob. And I found a good radio station with real country. I mean, it sounded like the old stuff, but it was new, and I was like, wow. But then again, we do live in New Ireland. Although I think most people up here are rednecks.
Think?
Yeah, so...
Texas transplants.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, the country music from like the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, the 60s, 70s, and 80s, it's kind of a little more iffy, but...
But you like John Denver.
Well, he's folk rock.
Me, he's country.
Oh, well, but, I kind of started getting away from country music in the 80s and 90s. So that probably tells you something about what I consider to be country music. Bob Wills.
Hillary Cyrus.
Well, he's new. But, I like Bob Wills.
Well, I like him that he had guts enough to stand up on his own and do it with his band instead of the musician.
Oh,
the
studio guys?
Studio guy.
Yeah. So, anyway, so...
Well, he stood on his own 2 feet, and they didn't like him, but he said, tough shit, I'm still using my guys.
Mm-hmm. Now, there is one guy who's new, and he does bluegrass. And he was popular at one point, I think, in like maybe the mid-'80s. I don't remember his name. I think he does some Christian music.
Didn't the blind guy die, Ronnie Milsap, didn't he?
He may have. I don't know.
Oh, you mean, the one that married Amy Grant.
Oh, he did?
Vince Gill.
Not Vince Gill.
I think it's him that married Amy Grant.
No, this guy, his music sounds very bluegrassy. And I like bluegrass. Don't get me wrong, I like bluegrass. Actually, I love bluegrass. But, Bob Wills and Hank Williams, Hank Jr. I like a little more than Hank Sr., but then there are some Hank Sr. songs that only he could do. He had that cry in his voice. Jimmy Rogers. Oh my gosh, you're talking about some good music. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say.